So today we'll be getting into some wrestling news regarding Alexa Bliss's current character status, Mandy Rose's trade to WWE NXT, and more. For today's question of the day, which character and persona do you prefer more, the goddess Alexa Bliss or the Fiend Alexa Bliss? This has been one of those questions that the community has been split on for a while, so if you could pick one, which persona are you going with? Let's kick things off with Alexa Bliss. We're just a few weeks away from the 1-year anniversary of the Fiend Alexa Bliss. It was at this same time last year where the Fiend came out to attack and capture Alexa Bliss to gain leverage with the entire Braun Strowman feud. But in a Joker and Harley Quinn similar fashion, Alexa wasn't fearful of the Fiend. She actually fell in love with the Fiend, and that led to her road to madness. She became obsessed with the Fiend, changing her hair to be like his, acting different with his friends, having split personalities, entering trances, and other sorts of things like that. This was the period right here that was probably one of the peaks for the Fiend version of Alexa Bliss. The character was one of the most intriguing and unpredictable parts of the show every week. Just kept you on the edge of your seat, wondering what part of her appearance was going to change, and what part of her personality was going to change every week. It was just that slow, gradual build-up, and that whole transition period was just perfect. Very interesting. It just kept us wanting more. Then you had teasers and hints like Alexa Bliss staring down Roman Reigns. There was just so much to talk and speculate about at that time. Fast forward a few months and Alexa Bliss joined the Firefly Funhouse and was officially paired with Bray Wyatt. Then you had that little side story of Nikki Cross trying to talk Alexa out of this entire situation, all while Bray was just starting up a feud with Randy Orton. And December 2020 was probably the beginning of the end. Alexa goes on hiatus for a few weeks and Bray vanishes for 3 months. So that December to March period was sort of forgettable because nothing of substance really happened besides filler segments. Every week was filled with talk about how the Fiend was going to be more unstoppable than ever. And we saw Randy Orton spit up black liquid about 25 times. That one sentence perfectly sums up the entire storyline from late December to mid-March. That's all we got. The Fiend finally returned at Fastlane, had his first match back against Randy Orton at WrestleMania. So this was it. This was the moment and the match we waited nearly 5 months for. What was expected from the match? Well, we expected to see what they spent 4 months telling us about, and that was a newly improved Fiend. We thought we would see a dominant Fiend destroy Randy Orton, stand tall with Alexa Bliss by his side, and take off from there. Maybe they go off and get into a mixed tag team feud. Maybe they stayed together but just went off to their own things. But we didn't quite get that. Alexa Bliss turned on the Fiend, mind you, after she spent months of trying different ways to bring him back. And he loses the match thanks to this distraction. We talked about the beginning of the end being in December. Well, this moment here felt like the actual end to the story and momentum. At the time, we didn't want to be too critical on it. Maybe they had a plan and knew where they were going. But no, in typical fashion that we should come to expect by now, there was no plan. After 3 months of build-up for this big return, Bray Wyatt loses and has been gone ever since. Alexa Bliss keeps her Fiend character and goes solo with the introduction of Lilly. What happens next? You probably guessed it by now, but there was no plans or real direction. Lilly gets completely scrapped. What was the purpose of Lilly's introduction? There's no answer to that question because she served no purpose at all. So Lilly gets dropped, and that pretty much brings us up to current day. Alexa doesn't have a clear-cut direction anymore. It seems like they're just throwing her on the show just to be on the show, but there's no real storyline progression going on. That has opened up a lot of discussion amongst the fans. Fans that want ordinary goddess Alexa Bliss back, fans who like this Alexa Bliss, and fans who want Bray and Alexa to reunite. Personally, it seems like Bray and Alexa reuniting would be the best option. Alexa's character has been completely lost since the Bray Wyatt split, and who knows what's going on with the Fiend anymore. So what if, with Lilly being gone, Alexa reunites with the Fiend? Try running it back again and make us forget about that awful pointless breakup. They were such a great duo, they didn't even have a lot of time together. When you really think about their actual time together, it was 3 months long, from September to November. You barely did anything with them, so what was the point of the breakup? WrestleMania was in fact the first match that Alexa ever managed The Fiend, her idol, her obsession, and she turns on him? Other speculation from the fans is that WWE may be forced to change Alexa's character up a bit due to live fans returning. Alexa's character was highly dependent on camera tricks and massive editing. She would make lights fall, she can spawn fireballs out of thin air, and other things like that, which will all be impossible during a live show. The most you can do at a live show is turn the lights off and have a superstar either come out from under the ring and go under the ring. That's really it. That's what you're limited to. There was one fan that said WWE should go all out for Alexa's last Thunderdome appearance. Have her break the building, make the lights fall, just destroy the Thunderdome, because that was really your last opportunity to showcase her abilities and powers. But what ended up happening at the last show? Alexa was thrown over the barricade and disappeared. Some fans are even breaking that down, looking for answers and wondering if that meant that the Fiend Alexa Bliss was gone. Did she disappear in the Thunderdome and returns as her normal goddess self? Well, we're used to bad storyline endings by now, and we basically come to expect the worst possible outcome. But if that was the case, if that's how you got rid of a persona that's being worked on for a year, that's just strange. So is Alexa Bliss gonna change? Yes, the live show sort of forces her to. But will she change back to the goddess version of herself? There doesn't seem to be any indication of that, but if she was to ever change back, that alone has to be a deep storyline and should be a long transition back. She can't just appear in regular attire and that's it. She just changed back. The same way that there was months of transitions for her to get into this persona, it's only common sense for her to have a few months for transitioning out of it. But this is WWE after all. Deep storytelling isn't a specialty here. So chances are that if Alexa does ever switch back, it'll be something quick that makes no sense. That's what we can definitely expect for sure. But getting into the Mandy Rose trade, Mandy now has been traded to NXT and Raw will receive Aaliyah. No build-up, no explanation, just another overnight change. Monday she's with Dana continuing their tag team story. Then literally the very next night it's like, remember Mandy and Dana that have been teaming for almost a year? Forget about all that. She's on NXT now. Just like Bray and Alexa, here's a tag team of Mandy and Dana that get split up literally in the middle of their story for no reason at all. It's great to have Mandy on NXT. She'll add more star power and whatnot. But the fashion that it happened in, breaking her up like if it never existed, is just so weird and hard to wrap your head around. Not to mention that the women's tag team division is extremely weak right now. Shotzi and Nox got called up, which was great, but now Mandy and Dana are gone, so we're pretty much back to where we first started at. But we'll see how this goes for Mandy. What are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.